So do you want to know who was involved with Ham's sin? That's what we're going to cover in today's video, so let's get started. So before we get into today's video, let me know down below in the comment section, who do you specifically believe was involved in Ham's sin? There's loads of different dynamics to this whole event in the book of Genesis 9. What was Noah's nakedness? What was Ham's sin? Why did Noah curse Canaan? There's so many different topics that come from Genesis 9, and we've got a playlist detailing all of the different scenarios, all of the different questions you might have. So make sure you check it out after this video, just so you get all of the insights into what actually happened in Genesis chapter 9 with Noah's nakedness. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel and look out for future updates to this topic specifically and other different things we cover in regards to Bible topics as a whole. So in order to identify who was involved with Ham's sin, the easiest way to do it is just to read what the Bible actually says. You don't need to read any extrinsic documents or anything like that. The Bible will give you the answer, okay, if you just literally read what it says. So first and foremost, let's look at verse 20, okay, and see what it says. 20 is really the first text concerning Ham's sin. And what does verse 20 say? It says, and Noah began an husbandman, and he planted a vineyard. So who is mentioned in verse 20? The first person that's mentioned in this whole situation, okay, is Noah, okay? Noah is the first person mentioned that's involved in this whole scenario involving Ham's sin. Why? Because it says he planted a vineyard. So this sets the stage, okay? We have the first person involved, Noah, he plants a vineyard. What do we see next, okay? Let's look at verse 22. What does 22 say? It says, and Ham, the father of Canaan, saw the nakedness of his father and told his two brethren without, okay? So we see Ham is mentioned, okay? And we also see that he's the father of someone called Canaan. So these are the characters, but it says Ham, okay, saw the nakedness, and it says told his brothers without, which means outside, okay, basically. So the last verse for me to identify here is verse 23. But what 23 says, and Shem and Japheth took a garment and laid upon both their shoulders and went backward and covered the nakedness of their father, and their faces backward, and they saw not their father's nakedness. Okay, so in verse 23, we get introduced to Shem, and we get introduced to Japheth. And it basically says that these two brothers didn't do like Ham. They basically went backwards and covered their father's nakedness. So these are all the characters. There's 5 characters mentioned in the scripture. Some people might say there's other people involved in the story, but in what we read, okay, and you can read the whole text, I advise you to do it, okay? These are the people. Noah, Ham, Canaan is mentioned, Shem is mentioned, and Japheth is mentioned, okay? So based on what we've read, and read this, okay? And see for yourself. If you read this plainly, not reading other materials that aren't inspired scriptures, not listening to anyone else, you just read the text plainly, okay? You see the only people mentioned in this scenario are Noah, Ham, Canaan, Shem, and Japheth. And all you have to do at that point is put everyone in their position and see what everyone specifically did. And I've kind of did it for you anyway. Noah planted a vineyard. The only thing I missed out is verse 21, where it says Noah, okay, was drunk, okay, and uncovered. Okay, so taking these 5 characters, Noah was planted a vineyard. Then at some point he gets drunk and he's uncovered. Okay, he's drunk and uncovered in his tent. Okay, then it says Ham saw the nakedness, okay, of Noah, okay, of his father, and went to tell his 2 brothers, okay, without. Then 23 says Shem and Japheth went backwards and covered their father's nakedness. Okay, when you read it just simply and you look at who's actually involved, okay, Noah, Ham, Canaan, Shem, and Japheth, it becomes quite clear, okay, in the scenario what's actually going on. And if you need more insights to this, okay, like I said, I'm going to post a video right here which is going to discuss all of this stuff about Ham's sin in real specific detail. What nakedness is, who's involved, what Ham specifically did, why Canaan was cursed, and all of these other issues, okay? And I'm going to post all of these videos right here, but like I said, there's a playlist which discusses all of these different scenarios, okay, and all of the different scenarios and what probably makes the most sense in regards to the scripture, okay, the scripture alone. If you want to get anywhere in regards to strong Bible study, you need to become very confident and very specific in studying the scriptures for itself. Who was involved with Ham's sin? We read about Noah, who planted a vineyard, was drunk and uncovered in his tent. Read about Ham, okay, who saw the nakedness of his father, okay, who was also the father of Canaan. We read about Shem, okay, and Japheth, Ham's 2 other brothers, who went backwards, okay, with a garment and covered their father's nakedness so they didn't see it. And this is the whole scenario, and you can read all about it in Genesis 20 verse 27. Now, one of the big things that most people don't discuss is, why was Canaan cursed? Okay, I'm going to put a video in the cards, and again, go and watch the playlist because you can have all of the information about all of these different answers. So on that note, thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Go and check out the playlist all regarding Ham's sin, and I'll see you on our next video. Thanks and take care.